Mutombo back at the time, and you know, they went with Larry, which I think was...
Avec l'agressif Charles Barkley en tête.
Fallait l'écrire, ça devient une évidence. C'est vrai, le basket, c'est pas un sport de gonzesse.
Not the old hidden ball trick. It's Charles Barkley's imitation of Rick Mahorn. The Sixers were loose in practice, but come game time, they were all business as Mahorn has a friendly chat with Milwaukee's Frank Winkowski.
It was the bad boys of Detroit who put an emphatic end to the Lakers' reign, notching back-to-back championships of their own. But the road to...
Think that being the #1 seed makes your opening series easy? Well, the Knicks don't think so, and neither do the Phoenix. Set a tone early in this playoff series. This is in the fourth quarter. Oakley with the elbow directed at George McLeod, and Oakley is cited for unsportsmanlike conduct, handed his second technical foul of the game, and that means automatic ejection.
Yes, it's not even dark in Halloween, and we've already had our first Halloween incident here in Hollywood, and it happened at the Great Western Forum. It happened this morning as the Los Angeles Lakers were leaving the court and the Utah Jazz were arriving for practice this morning. Shaquille O'Neal, who's not going to be able to play tonight due to an abdominal strain in the muscle in the stomach, is already making an impact on the game. As Greg Ostertag left the floor, Shaquille O'Neal confronted him on this floor, right where we're sitting. Words were exchanged, and before anyone knew it, Shaquille O'Neal had slapped Greg Ostertag, who's 7'2", 270, and knocked him down onto the floor. Ostertag didn't get up. He's okay, but he didn't get up right then. And this thing, you wondered, why? How did it get started? Well, it started last year in the playoffs. What happened in the playoffs is, of course, Utah eliminated the Los Angeles Lakers 4-1, and Ostertag said, nobody talks about me, but Shaq's playing golf. I'm in the finals. Shaq took umbrage at such a comment and said he can't hold me. Ostertag is a scrub. Apparently, this has been stirring around in the mind of Shaquille O'Neal all summer long. Now, we talked to Shaquille and his teammate Kobe Bryant shortly after the incident happened, but Shaquille at this point was putting a spin on it as though nothing at all happened.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Everybody is excited about the season. You know, words were said, you know, that's about all that happened. Like I said, there's really no bad blood between me and Greg, and, you know, that's all.
I think it goes back to, you know, trash talking and all that stuff that happened last year throughout the playoffs and going into this season.
What about the impact?
Well, it's unfortunate, one, that what has happened here is Shaq has allowed something on the court, trash talking, which happens in every game, to seep out off the court, and he's taking it personal. That's the bad part. The good part is it's competition, it's ugly, it's Chamberlain and
Russell.
Bill Russell, perhaps?
Which one's Bill Russell? Which one's Greg Ostertag playing? Maybe we'll rethink of another two that it might be. And by the way, our Brian Burwell talked to the NBA office in New York about the Shaquille Ostertag incident. The NBA said they will be looking into it, and nothing is expected to happen in terms of any kind of ruling.
Saw the stuff in the paper through the playoffs and into the offseason between Ostertag and Shaq. Any surprise they went at it?
Well, you know, I think, first of all, the two situations are very different. I think that Shaq might have made a mistake. He didn't say that Ostertag was a scrub. He was just trying to say that I want you to scrub the floor, so he showed him how to get there.
For goodness sake. First of all, since when do players start reading newspapers? I've never been a big fan of it. It was last season. This is a new season. Get over it.
Well, it's a good thing he has the abdominal pull, so he didn't really haul off and knock it down. Well, in case you're just joining us, the NBA headlines: the Lakers' Shaquille O'Neal and Utah's Greg Ostertag had words at the Forum this morning. Shaq decked the Utah big man with an open hand. The NBA is looking into it. Ostertag's okay. And after meeting with Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick today, the Rockets' Charles Barkley said he's not going to retire. He wants to play, and he'll start taking bodyguards with him when he goes out, which is a good plan of action for Charles Barkley. Now the Charles Barkley story. The incident in Orlando where he tossed that guy through a window has prompted questions from the NBA and retirement talk from Sir Charles. Today in New York, he met with Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick to talk about his off-the-court conduct, and we learned about his on-the-court future.
Obviously, I want to play, and I'm going to play. There's obviously going to be some new guidelines in my life. I'm going to have the security guards anytime I go out. You know, that's unfortunate and sad, but every time I get arrested, it's embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing for the league. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It's just embarrassing.
Well, maybe the bodyguard thing will help that out, but is Sir Charles going to stay and just be a room service guy?
Nah, first of all, Ernie, I think that Charles was out of line by hitting this guy, throwing him through a plate glass window. I mean, he could have killed the guy. Charles has got to get that under control.
Well, I hope that the league does mandate that every time that Charles decides to go out, that he had the bodyguards, otherwise nightclubs, plexiglass.
How about the other thing now? I mean, you live in...
But Charles can be his own worst enemy. His natural exuberance a curse. His reckless abandon more a lack of self-control.
There's times you got to do what you have to do.
Call me unpredictable.
You know, and I had done some things that were wrong, but that just makes me human.
Vlade Divac took 10 stitches and later took aim from long range to keep the Lakers. 36 led Indiana. His war of words with John Starks led to this retaliation. And with Starks' ejection came a tongue lashing from the captain. The Knicks knocked off by 23. John Stockton shook off the effects of a Monday car accident as Utah took a 2-1 lead over Seattle, while a twisted ankle put Michael on the deck momentarily. Jordan came back with 14 points down the stretch, and the champs swept away the Hawks. The Miller-Starks thing, what'd you think?
I had the best seat in the house. I had a front row seat to watch Reggie Miller take Starks out of the game. He told me before the game that he would definitely go after Starks, and it happened, and Reggie got Starks ejected.
Third period is when it happened. Let's take a look at the videotape, as they say, from Market Square Arena. Here comes Starks talking to Reggie, and here comes the headbutt. Starks ejected. Today he was fined $5,000. Here's Pat Riley.
Reggie Miller is a great basketball player. But if you stop and think, he's been the only player that ever got Michael Jordan ejected. So there ain't a better talker around than Reggie Miller if he can take the best player and most disciplined player in the league and get him upset.
We get the point, but just to clarify, Jordan was not ejected. He was later suspended after the first run-in with Miller. You played with Reggie. Is this all part of the package, all the talk?
Well, I tell you, it looks like Hulk Hogan headbutt, only 150 pounds lighter. But Reggie's a great trash talker. Some people call it arrogant. Reggie calls it confidence. He's very confident in his abilities to play the game, and he'll take anybody out of the game if they listen to him. Reggie loves people to answer back to him, and if they do, they're in trouble, like Starks did.
They're bigger than we are at every position. You know?
They're just as physical as we are.
I'm not going to be manhandled by anyone. As long as we can win the game, I don't care. Fight, break out, hell. They just have to break it up. I just want to win.
These guys don't really like one another. It's evident, and I expect it to continue here tonight.
L'Anglais, cette fois-ci, la contrôle.
Et Morning dit non, vous n'allez pas dunker sur moi. Et on commence à se bousculer un peu.
Ah.
Oh, ça va trop loin là.
Ah oui. Oh là, ça va très loin. Morning et Luc Longlais séparés.
Pourtant, cela ne semblait pas si grave au départ. Mais quand Morning est revenu, il bouscule avec son épaule Luc Longlais. Alors, Longlais qui va au dunk. Il n'a pas donné de coup de coude, donc il n'y a pas de raison de s'énerver. Morning dit, vous n'allez pas dunker sur moi. Alors, c'est là où il pousse Morning. Il a tort. Morning dit, mon petit garçon, on ne fait pas cela chez moi.
Et donc expulsion des deux joueurs.
C'est le meilleur joueur sur le terrain pour les Hornets de Charlotte. Donc...
Voilà encore une contre-attaque et cette fois...
Oh là là, attention, voilà le jeu dur que Chicago et surtout Phil Jackson, l'entraîneur, critique de la part des Knicks de New York. Il disait l'autre jour, on pensait qu'avec la fin de la règne de Détroit, ce n'est pas le cas. New York continue à vouloir intimider ses adversaires. Alors Pat Riley répond que c'est une manière de se positionner par rapport aux arbitres quand Phil Jackson fait ces critiques-là. Mais bon, chaque équipe joue.
Appuie là aussi.
Mais il allait vers sa gauche, c'est un peu plus dur.
Oh, et le public qui se lève d'un bond, vous avez vu ça?
Ouais, petit attentat de la part de Starks sur Pippen.
Ah, déjà qu'il n'aime pas John Starks. Mais alors si on touche à ce côté Pippen...
Oui, Pippen qui, c'est vrai, a été sévèrement critiqué ce match-là, avec un match d'enfer, une victoire dans la 4e rencontre pour Chicago. Pippen avait fait 25 points, 8 rebonds et 6 passes décisives. Il a donné ses excuses à Phil Jackson et à l'équipe, et ils sont restés tous solidaires. Ils ont dit, bon, Scotty a pété les plombs, tant pis. Maintenant, il faut penser à l'avenir. Et sur le plan psychologique, je trouve qu'ils ont été...
Contre avec Myers qui remet.
Oh là 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 là, l'action du match là. Pippen qui a volé sur Pat Ewing. Et Pat Ewing n'est pas content. Pippen qui a plus ou moins marché sur Ewing et qui va ensuite aller voir Spike Lee pour chambrer. Alors là, le match gagne en intensité, rien qu'avec ce dunk magistral. Woo! Les fans de Chicago veulent voir du basket et pas du foot américain. Mais bon, là, c'est Pippen qui joue les intimidateurs. Pour une fois, c'est d'ailleurs une chose que l'NBA voudrait calmer l'année prochaine. Il a envoyé un sacré message à Spike Lee et à toute la ville de New York.
Up in the box scores. Derek Harper, Ewing fell down, saves it, and calls time. Pippen obviously taunted him as he stepped over him. How about inducing a sense of deja vu? This was moments ago.
Well, it wasn't a dunk, but Scottie Pippen taunting Patrick. Patrick not happy, walking over the top of him. I think Patrick had flashback memories of when he got dunked on by Scottie Pippen earlier. Scottie does the right thing, walks away.
Johnson's path to the NBA was a steep climb. As a kid, his teammates came from the turbulent streets of South Dallas.
Type of situation where we loved it to the point where we fought. If he was going after being competitive, no one wanted to lose. So, that really developed my game as being tough on the floor.
Makes for lively conversation. The NBA playoffs on TV.
Doug Collins, coach de Chicago, tourné à 20 points de moyenne avec Philadelphia avant de se blesser au genou.
Reste maintenant à s'imposer définitivement.